in the hot seat live, literally, from Circuit of the Americas for the Focus Health 250 race weekend. And as you can tell, it's kind of chaotic over here, but it's all good because we got Haley for the first time on the podium finish. So before we get started, Haley, how are you doing today?
Doing good, a little stressful, but what wouldn't it be at the racetrack for sure? It's typical race weekend. It's sometimes you have some issues here and there, so we got a lot of the problems figured out, which is good. So I'm glad we got it for the race.
Exactly. I mean, it's stressful now, but it's better happening now versus like lap 3 of the race.
Exactly. I'm a lot more comfortable with getting the issues figured out before the race. So when you know you can go into the race and have a good shot at it, you feel a lot better.
Oh, for sure. Now let me ask you, it's your freshman season in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. How are you feeling about going into the second highest division in NASCAR and taking what you've learned from ARCA and Truck Series racing?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great working with the team. They're all really good guys over here. They've treated me great. We have great relationships, and I think just being in the Xfinity Series is a little surreal. Even after Daytona, like I ended up in a wreck at Daytona, one of the early wrecks, about 20-some odd laps in. And just watching it is, I love watching the Xfinity Series. It was like all the years I was in trucks, like the Xfinity Series is always like, that is so cool. And just to be a part of it, it's unreal.
Now, compared to the racing that we had in the Truck Series where it's rough and tumble, how would you say the racing variety is here in the Xfinity Series?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Truck Series, because of these spec motors and stuff, it causes the racing to be super, super tight. And I think because of that, it could cause a little bit more roughness in it. But in the Xfinity Series, I mean, I don't think it's been that bad. I think it's been pretty good. I feel like there's quite a few older drivers in the series. So there's a lot. I feel like respect goes a long way in it. And I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit cleaner.
For sure. And that's good to hear that the race is a little cleaner, because I know a lot of the complaints last year in the Truck Series were, everyone keeps wrecking each other, where it seems like at least you got a chance to like make a good battle for 20th or top 15 finishes.
Yeah, I mean, there will always be stuff that happens on the track. I mean, there's been a few wrecks that I've got caught up in that happen, and it's inevitable. That's just racing.
For sure. Now let me ask you this: when you race in the ARCA Series, of course, you got that big win in the West Coast, and people got to know your name. So when you go through the tough moments in the Truck Series, and now you get this chance with AM Racing, how much of this is like okay, folks, I'm going to show you folks why you believed in me all these years ago?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because every time you move up, it gets harder, and so you're always going to have those challenges. But I think just having your goals, having what you want to accomplish listed out, and just checking them off slowly but surely, that's what I'm trying to do.
For sure. Now I know a lot of young women out there look up to you because of the fact that you've done so much for women in racing, and obviously this being Women's History Month as of right now, I mean, what's it like to be a catalyst for young girls out there who want to be a driver or a mechanic or an engineer? Yeah,
it's super cool, especially having young girls come up to me saying that, or the dads come up to me and say, hey, I got my daughter into racing because of you, seeing that it was possible. It goes a long way. It's really motivating for me, because I feel like trying to be a good example to young girls, trying to show them like, hey, something like this is possible.
For sure. Is there a particular story from that type of thing that stands out to you in terms of like, oh, this fan stands out to me, or this young girl that met me, now she's a race car driver?
I mean, there's been quite a few. I actually, back in the day when I raced off-road trucks, the kart that I raced, there's this little girl that we were at the same go-kart track quite a bit, and I tried to help her out here and there, and then she ended up buying my off-road truck off me when I sold it, and then she started racing, so that was something that I thought was pretty cool.
That's really neat. I bet you it's like a big sister moment for you.
Yeah, stuff like that's cool, and I have quite a few girls that are in go-karting or a lot of different types of racing, legend cars, bandoleros come up to me, and I always try to give as much information as I can. They have questions, answer their questions, stuff like that, because I feel like it goes a long way.
That's really awesome to hear. Then you're making a really good impact already for people, and that's why we want to have you as a story here on TPF. Now let me ask you this as well. You're establishing your own legacy with your family in racing, with your dad being such a great extreme racer, does nitrocross racing. What's it like to branch out and say, you know what, I'm going to do stock car racing?
Yeah, I mean, my dad, he accomplished so much. He was in off-road racing, rally car racing, and supercross, motocross, freestyle motocross. He did so many different things. I think one of the things that he wanted to do but didn't get the opportunity to was on the NASCAR side of things. He's raced a late model a few times, stuff like that. And I think it's just cool because I think our family has covered almost every aspect of racing now, with me being in the NASCAR side of things, besides, I would say, drag racing.
Is there a part of you that wants to do some mandatory racing?
Probably not.
Fair enough. We don't want you to get hurt in that.
I mean, I don't know. It's not my... Not my forte, I don't think.
That's fair enough. Now you got a really neat looking car for this weekend at COTA with Cody Jinks on the car. So talk me through about that partnership and what it's like to have him on the car.
Yeah, my team owner, Wade, is pretty good friends with him, and so that relationship kind of got started from there. So they previously knew of each other, and I think when my team owner approached him about the deal, and he's actually a fan of kind of like my whole family, and before this deal even was kind of finalized and everything, I had helped him meet my little brother because he had gone to one of the Supercross races, and he's a big fan of my little brother, and so is his son. And so that was something that was pretty cool, and I think just it's cool partnerships when everyone supports each other.
That's awesome, and I hope that this car is offered in Lionel Racing. Have you ever collected your own diecast cars?
I mean, I always get some already just because they're like my diecast stuff, so I get sent them. I keep them all. I don't get rid of them.
That's awesome. Is it kind of humbling when you see that when you're getting autographs, like with these fans out here looking at you and they're like, probably waiting for this guy to get done with you and get an autograph from you?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I've been around it for so long because of my dad, so it's kind of become like a normal for me just because my family's been around it so much, and everything my dad's accomplished. When I was younger, I couldn't even go walk around the mall with my dad without stopping like every 10 feet, so it's been kind of normal for me.
That's awesome. I got a couple more questions before you get ready for the race. Now, if you were stuck on a deserted island for the rest of your life, of course your fiance could probably be there with you.
Yeah, okay.
What songs would you want to listen to for the rest of your life?
What songs? Is it specific or like a genre?
Anything.
I guess if I had to stick to one genre, it'd be 80s rock.
80s rock? Like the hair stuff?
I'd say anything of like a Motley Crue, Metallica, stuff like that. I grew up on that stuff. Like Hair Nation, 39, Channel 39, Sirius XM. I listen to that every day going to school because my dad, that's what he loved, so. Yeah.
We're not even family, but I feel like you could be like my little sister because I love this.
Yeah, I mean, I like old music.
Now, for my last question for you, and we hope to have you on in the Podium Finish many more times. Aside from like your family, who would you assemble to be on your dream team? Like 3 drivers, and it can be anyone alive or past.
I mean, I'd probably pick Chase, my fiance. 'Cause he's a damn good racer. Back when we used to race against each other back in the K&N days, he's really good on dirt. I feel like he always beat me in the K&N stuff back in the day. There's not many times where I beat him. I think I out-qualified him like once, and so I still bring that up. But he definitely would be on that team of mine.
That's fair, and that's not a kiss up points for her. She really loves her fiance, so just letting you know. Now, is there anything you want to say to the fans or any shout-outs?
I mean, we're going to have some fun here at COTA. Hopefully we can make it to the end and get a solid finish.
Awesome. That was Hailie Deegan here in the hot seat on the Podium Finish. Click that like and subscribe button, folks, because Hailie's going to say so. All right, thanks, everybody.